Welcome to Envisioned Broadcasting, the station designed to encourage, equip, and empower you for growth and success. Presents Women Emerge with Melissa Lambert, a show that shines a light on spiritual growth, health, purpose, and financial education. It's time to emerge and begin to live out your dreams, walk into your destiny, while making a difference in the lives of many.
Welcome to Women Emerge with Melissa Lambert. I am your host, and I am just excited to come before you another Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I know that it seems like this month just started, but it's now seemed like it's about to end. And I'm like, where did the month go? But I'm glad that we're here because we have a special guest. She comes on every fourth Wednesday of every month for the next few more months. We only have her until May, y'all, so we better get used to Miss Bertha because Miss Bertha is going to be flying solo soon, okay? So, again, you are tuned into Women Emerge with Melissa Lambert. This show is being sponsored by Lambert Legacy Financial, powered by Core Financial Partners. We are dedicated to bringing financial awareness to the community through Infinite Banking Concept. We teach the truth about money, empowering individuals to think about and plan their legacy. Today is a special day. As I mentioned, we do have a great guest that is here another Wednesday. She comes on the fourth Wednesday. She started in January all the way to May. She will be here. She is none other than the CEO and the founder of Bertha Arise and agent of change, Mrs. Bertha White, who will be discussing today overcoming. I mean, we left it as broad as it is because there's a lot for us, especially ladies, to overcome. So again, Miss Bertha, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Miss Melissa. It's a pleasure to be here.
Wonderful. And I mean, we're going to dive right in, Ms. Bertha, because I truly believe the work that you embody within the community at large, especially what you just did this Sunday at this your amazing church that you attend, you were able to deliver a true message to these young ladies, and these ladies to empower them, to inspire them, and to allow them to understand they too can overcome. So can you share your journey and what inspired you, Miss Bertha, to become an advocate for women's mental health?
Thank you for that question. Well, I think first of all, as I was growing up, I lived and learned from a village of women who really supported and cared for each other and the well-being of each other and the well-being of their family and community. I advocate through my experience as a mother of two and my experience as a military wife of 22 years. I advocate through, my own mental well-being and care for myself as I learned at an early age that I was diagnosed with cancer, had to have a total hysterectomy, was placed in what the medical community calls a medically induced menopause, which created major depression instantly, anxiety, daily medication, alopecia, and the whole transition, in my marriage. It was difficult to understand what was happening with me, and I couldn't explain what was happening to me. But I think most recently, the most recent catalyst was my own suffering. Over about a 4-year period, I would say, I felt like there was a vice. I was being held down and suffocating by what I call this fear cocoon. And within that cocoon, I don't know, Miss Melissa, there was shame, guilt, regret, despair, significant loss, rejection, feelings of hopelessness and helplessness. And I really had no willpower to get myself up from that space. But let me just say, I stayed prayed up, of course, and I prayed for more than anything, discernment. What I want to say about discernment is, that sometimes we pray for discernment and we don't like what's revealed. And what was revealed for me was that this cocoon, this fear cocoon that I was stuck in, was transparent. All I needed to do was walk through it, lift myself up and walk through it. I was the one that was holding me back. And this thing about discernment, we pray for it and we don't like what's revealed, but it brings clarity to what was obscured. And I tried to lift myself up. This is around the time that you and I met.
Wow.
You and I met. And the development of Bertha Arise took place. This is where I learned that, arising means for me getting up, standing up, moving forward, trusting myself, building myself. And so I use Arise every morning as an acronym to tell me and remind me of who I am and what I need to do. Like, say, for instance, you would say, Miss Melissa, arise, and Rodney, arise. And what Arise would, this acronym would remind you of is to A, be accountable, affirm yourself, accept yourself. And your R could mean, and it does for me, responsibility, being realistic, being respectful. You put your R, use your R word that you need to use to motivate yourself. I use the I for inspiring myself and integration and the importance of integrity. My S is self-esteem, self-control, self-confidence, self-worth, my spiritual body, and being able to give myself some of the best of me. And my E is for empowering the power within me with enthusiasm and energy. And so this is really what Bertha Arise encompasses, and this is how Bertha Arise came to be. This has been my journey that continues. I continue to learn, and I continue to evolve.
I love it. One of the things that I love about your brand is that your brand is not just for your brand is for you.
Absolutely.
You have put the mask on you. That's why it's calling you forth. Bertha, arise.
Exactly.
I love it. I love it. So why do you believe, Miss Bertha, that self-love is essential for mental wellness, especially for us as women?
Well, first let me say, I believe that self-love is about taking care of ourselves for ourselves. I believe that self-love requires us to embrace who we are and honor our feelings and prioritize our mental well-being by sometimes setting strategies and limitations and, just making room for ourselves. And I know that self-love can build resilience and improve your emotional balance and foster positive self-images, because self-love defines our actions and it improves our self-control. And so it's these things that we need to, remember as we work towards building this essential piece of ourselves, and not starve ourselves, but feed ourselves. It's essential for women today, especially, to be able to do that. You deserve that. You have the authority to include yourself in the equation of life, which means self-love.
Wow. You have the what to include yourself, the what? Can you just repeat that? Because again, I love when you say certain things because we don't include ourselves when it comes to that self-love. I want you to repeat that again so we can really grab a hold to what we really need to include ourselves in, Miss Bertha. Go ahead again, Miss Bertha.
I said that we have the authority and the right to include ourselves in the equation of life. And in order to do that, you have to love yourself enough to afford yourself time throughout the day, to include yourself in the equation of life. Love yourself enough to do that. Fill your cup before you pour into someone else's.
Yes, yes. I love it. I love it. Awesome, awesome. I love it. We must fill our cups first before we can pour into others.
Mm-hmm.
We are like really going deeper into this, and I want to kind of get back to that overcoming stage. So, what are some of the biggest mental challenges we as women face today, and how can we overcome those challenges?
Well, what I see is a spike in depression, a spike in anxiety, a spike with struggles to realign ourselves and be able to navigate the changes in life that we're experiencing right now. And it is difficult to overcome that. It's not an easy thing to overcome something that you're faced with every day, all day. And
Nope.
so what I suggest is we try to organize ourselves. We make space for ourselves. We understand that there are some things that we simply have to accept because we can't change it, but we can change the way that we, approach those things that we have to accept. These are some of the ways that we can overcome our challenges, keep ourselves organized. That helps to reduce stress. Learn how to say no.
Yes.
There are a number of things that we can do for ourselves to help to overcome these challenges that are spiking up, and with good reason, let me say.
I love that. And that's the thing, again, we have to learn, Miss Bertha, what that looks like, and I feel like we don't take the moment. Like, I know certain things triggers me, and I know
Mm-hmm.
certain things cause me to be at the place where I feel overwhelmed and stressed,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm learning myself enough to say, you know what, go for a walk,
Exactly.
go take a nap, or get you your favorite ice cream. It sounds crazy, but that relaxes me. Or make you a big pot of soup because that's your
Mm-hmm.
comfort food,
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we have to learn, even in those big challenges that we face that causes us to have some mental, some issues, we
Mm-hmm.
got to learn ourselves enough to know when to say no, when to take a break, when to take a breather, when to just self-care in that
Exactly.
moment.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And I love how you always use this phrase, I deserve it.
Yes.
Because many of us, Miss Bertha, we don't realize, especially mothers, especially those who wear many hats, mother, a wife, a daughter, a business partner, a employee. We
Mm-hmm.
wear so many different hats. We don't
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, we deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
You emphasize on that phrase a lot. I deserve it. What does that mean to you, Miss Bertha? And how can us as women embrace that phrase, I deserve it, every single day of our lives?
Well, there are about 24 hours in a day, and, you subtract the amount of time that we sleep and the time that it takes us to get ourselves and our children together in the morning and travel to work and deal with those people on the job and then travel back home to deal with what you got to deal with on your second job, which is taking care of home. And we forget to take care of ourselves. And when there is a hiccup there, we have to allow ourselves some mercy and some compassion
Mm, mm, mm,
enough to give yourself just a few extra minutes for yourself in the morning, as an example. Because, we have to
mhm,
multitask, Miss Melissa. We have to
mhm,
multitask.
mhm, mhm,
So, as an
mhm,
example, when you're in the morning, when you rise and you recognize that you've taken your first breath, is when, number one, we need to thank the Lord for another day. Allow the sun to shine on your face. Open your blinds just a little bit. Inspire yourself. Take this moment for devotion and inspiration. While you're showering, as an example, listen to your devotion or inspiring music. Wake up your skin. I really suggest use a loofah sponge or some gloves. And, wake up your skin and have some fragrance and all going for yourself. If you have a moment to stretch just a little bit, please do that, because the world is on the other side of that door, your bedroom door. You have to be able to face the world. And again, recognize you have control. You can say no. You can set boundaries and limitations. You can speak up for yourself and advocate for yourself.
Yes.
You have the right to include yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's a journey getting to the point where you feel balanced, but understand that the first step and every step are powerful steps towards well-being.
Yeah. And one of the things that when I hear the word I deserve it, I think about where you and I are right now in our position to receive our honorary doctorate. And I remember when I was talking to the person that nominated me, and it was that little small voice in my ears that was telling me, you don't deserve that. And I said, my crazy self said, the devil is a liar. Why? Because I know what work I put in to humanity to be able to serve them truly on purpose. Yes, I deserve it. And then I remember somebody else said to me, one of the other person that I nominated, she said, Melissa, I battled with that. I battled with the fact that you thought of me to say I deserve to have a humanitarianism doctorate. And I said, yes, but you have been serving people for over 30 years. Do you not think you deserve it? She said, Melissa, I know, but me having the word doctor, she said, I can see that for you. And I say this because, Miss Bertha, many times in our lives, we count ourselves out because we don't feel, Miss Bertha, we deserve it. We don't feel we deserve to be in the position that we're in. We don't feel like we deserve to be in the house that we're in. We don't feel like we deserve to go on vacation that we need to go. We don't feel like we need to buy that bag that we need. We don't feel like we deserve to even look and feel and be beautiful. We don't feel that we deserve that. And I'm so thankful that one of your biggest phrases that you always share in your talk is, ladies, know that I, Melissa, I, Bertha, deserve it. And I will put at the end, deserve it all, honey.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for saying that. Absolutely, we deserve it. And, we get stuck in the day-to-day grind of giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and giving, then giving and giving and giving and saving nothing for ourselves. We get into that circle of giving so much of ourselves, giving the best of ourselves and not saving some of the best for ourselves. We get stuck there. And again, self-compassion, it's okay that you were a giver. It's okay that, you didn't know how to say no, but you recognized that was a struggle for you. You recognize how it's impacting your life now, and you recognize that it's time to change. And please recognize that there is plenty of support to do that, to teach you self-love, to help you to understand I deserve it. Because too often we make this progress and then we regress. And so it is important.
And I like how you say that. Too many times we make the progress and we what?
We regress.
Wow. Wow.
Go back to
Wow.
what was comfortable, even though it's this uncomfortable space. You don't like being there. You just know how to live there in this uncomfortable space. And so moving away from that, moving out of that shell and moving to the point where you can navigate life through these struggles, because they're going to keep popping up. You just need to know what to do when they pop up so you can navigate through them. That's a process.
It is. It is. And it's okay to take your time through that process, Miss Bertha.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It most certainly is. We are individuals. I tell the women that I work with in my practice and beyond that we bring the individual, and what we do to strengthen ourselves and transform ourselves should be tailored specifically for us. You and I, Miss Melissa, have a lot in common, but I don't walk my walk the way you do. And so, understanding that, yes, there's going to be a struggle, but knowing that you can find comfort in your level of what you're doing to move forward in life. It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Miss Bertha, so as we continue this conversation, again, you are tuned into Woman Emerge with Melissa Lambert. It's always an honor and a privilege to have Mrs. Bertha White, soon to be Dr. Bertha White, on the air with us today. She is the CEO and founder of Bertha Arise and Agent of Change. And we're talking, ladies, how can we overcome? We're overcoming so many. And I like how Miss Bertha kept the word ing, because it's a continuation. You're not going to overcome today and that's it. It's going to be an ongoing situation. So it's always continuing, overcoming. So we're digging deeper, Miss Bertha. How can women begin? How can we as ladies begin to break free from stress, burnout, and the pressure of always putting others first? And I'm going to raise my hands, Miss Bertha, because I'm one of them ladies. My hand is raised, Miss Bertha. Please let me know, how can we begin to break free from this type of stress, the burnout, and the pressure of always putting others first?
I would suggest starting with a planner. Write down what you do every day that you do it. And then prioritize. Do you really have to do all of that? Do you really need to do it all right now? You'll see that throughout your day, you create space for you. Create space for you. That is imperative. As you go through your day, what you do for yourself really matters in giving you energy to move on to the next day. So prioritize by planning, and in each day, plan time for yourself. Remember, here is a time where you can ease your spirit and calm your mind and create some clarity and address your physical health with, exercise. Perhaps some yoga would be very helpful. We have to make time to implement these things. I mean, you have but one life. You only get one. And so, make this important for yourself. As I said earlier, we do have to multitask, but that's okay too. We got to do what we got to do. But we can also include ourselves, and it requires us to say, no, I can't. It requires us to say, well, yes, I can, but not at this moment. I can do it later. It requires us to advocate for ourselves in home and out.
Yes.
Yes. It requires us to, recognize that everything is connected. Our mental health, our physical health, and our spiritual health are all connected. We walk with our mental health everywhere we go and in everything that we do. And so we want to make sure that we create balance over those three parts of us. So those are some of the things that we can do for ourselves to create that mental wellness that we speak of and that balance that we speak of, and that energy and focus on meeting tomorrow and being in a better place tomorrow than we are today.
I love that. I mean, it sounds like we're being a broken record to say the word balance, mental wellness, being in a good space, staying focused. But it's true. It's like repetition, Miss Bertha, because we have to. In order for us not to be burned out, ladies, you must have a schedule. You must have a routine. You must be able to know what your daily self-care regimen will look like and feel like. For you, you must create a life balance, a balance in your mental state, a balance in your physical state, a balance in your spiritual state, a balance in your financial state, because that's caused the biggest stress in everything else we do. We must have a balance, Miss Bertha. So I love that you're stressing that for us to be able to be more aware that when you balance, things can come into place and you will have the less buffer burnout. You won't feel stress and you won't be decided to put nobody first but you.
Exactly. Now, in all fairness, there does come a time when we have to put someone ahead of ourselves, recognize when, that's legitimate, and that's something that you have to do at that time. But that's not a consistent space that we should be in, giving and giving and giving. But sometimes we do have to put people first. When you need to do that, do it. But don't forget about yourself. When I talk about regression, we don't want to be in the position of recognizing that we have to do for someone and then being stuck there.
That part. Yes. Yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartely. And, when the time is right, we do have to put, like, for prime example, as a mother, I put my daughter first, right, in certain area. But I know that I can't give her all of me if my mask is, if I'm on empty, if my can came full, if I haven't put my mask on. So, like you said, you got to use wisdom in everything that you do. Yes, you're going to put certain people first in your life, but make sure your mask is on and make sure your gas is filled. Because just like a car, you can't run that car until it's out of gas. Because guess what? Somebody has to come anyway to give you gas or to push you out the road because you're off. You're on E. So the same concept, you change your oil tank, your oil every quarter or every certain mile. The same way you got to do your refix, your reboot of yourself as well. So, Miss Bertha, let's bring faith into this now, right? How does faith play a role in our mental and emotional healing for us as women?
I think our faith has the ability to help us to make sense out of our suffering. It gives us the strength to persevere. It gives us hope. It creates trust. It allows us time to be around like-minded women who will help to create this community and this network of, women who believe in the power of God and who believe in understanding the word and believe in uplifting and empowering each other is where faith and our spirituality fits in our world. It's a comfortable fit in our world. What you understand with your faith, is those things that I just spoke of. It gives you resilience. It gives you the peace of mind to step outside of your door and not be impacted by everything that's out there. It gives us peace. It gives us the wisdom to, understand what's healthy for us and to repel what is not. Faith gives us discernment. Helps us to understand what used to be hidden about people.
Yes.
About ourselves.
Yes.
So include it. I do all day, to tell you the truth. I pray all day. I'm praying about something all day. But, commit. I mean, really, we've been blessed with 24 hours a day to choose to do whatever it is that we do in those 24 hours. How come 15-minute devotion can't be put in there? How come we can't give the Lord some time on Sunday, opposed to, and I'm guilty as well, watching virtually, watching and not watching. I got my Bible out, take a few notes, but never go back to review those notes. How come we can't afford the Lord some time? Look at all He has blessed us with. And we, here's where our faith comes in. Thankful for that. Grateful for that. Our faith helps us to give mercy to one another, even when we don't deserve it. That's what mercy is.
Yes.
And so those are just a few of the connections I know that our faith has in helping us to balance our mental health.
Wow, that's amazing. And again, I believe I go back to our conversation on how I start my morning. I start my morning for 2 hours with God. I don't get up out of the bed until I have done my full devotion and read my Bible scriptures, really meditate. And then after I do all that, I go into the bathroom. I play the specific song every single time, Oh, the Glory. And I just go into a space of worship and get my mind right. So I don't leave my bedroom until I know me and God is literally we good. We on one accord, and that's my day. That's my routine. So we got to create that. That's what we talk about, that balance, that spiritual balance, and getting yourself in connection with your spirit man and with God, so you can have that peace. They say that peace that passes all understanding, because it is. We said something, I think a couple of days ago, you and I were saying something about we paying, it's worth it to pay for peace. Remember we said something about?
Yes, I did. I said that, yes.
Because it is. I'll pay for my peace any day.
It most certainly is. When we think about, especially now, the swift changes that are occurring in our lives, it could truly be, and this is a real-life example of, a person, a woman that had adjusted to virtual work, was more productive virtually, but afforded herself time to fix breakfast for her child before taking her child to school, and then getting back home and starting work early to work late. Now with this transition, she has to avoid, the cooking process and spending time with her children process is now gone. It's about taking the child to before care and after care, and it's about driving to work and finding a parking spot. That was the first thing. Driving into D.C. and finding a parking spot. And I don't know how I don't want to lose my time in the morning. That was for her. That was her peace. That was her, her catalyst right there. That's how she set her morning. And so the option was pay for a parking garage. And she said, well, I can't afford that, and I don't want to. I said, well, you're about to pay for your peace. The peace that you told me that you love so much to start your day was being able to get up and provide self-care for yourself and fix your family breakfast. That sets the tone for them and for you. And so if the hiccup is you can't afford parking, well, look at your finances. What can you cut back? Because you are about to pay for your peace. As
Mm.
just a simple example of what I mean by that. Sometimes we have to sacrifice.
Mhm.
I might have to sacrifice, getting this done for myself, or you know, getting my nails done. Although I think that's just a part of good hygiene. That's me. Or getting our nails
Mhm.
done, or whatever it is, to afford ourselves peace.
Yes.
And perhaps
Yes.
getting your nails done is what you need. That's the price of peace,
Yes.
as an
True. True.
example. It
True.
doesn't always come free. It doesn't. It doesn't always come
Nope.
free. And if you know that is what's going to bring you joy, something that's going to cost you a couple of dollars is going to bring you joy. When you manage your finances, put that in the equation.
Yes.
Self-care, you know.
Mm.
I have to pay for my peace. Yes.
You know what, Miss Bertha? You said something because everything goes with budget, right?
Yes.
And when you budget accordingly, why would you not put self in there?
Yes,
That's where we
exactly.
talk about when we say to see when you said earlier, sometimes what we do is we put others first. That
Yes.
others can be our bills. Not
Mm-hmm.
saying to not pay our bills, but guess what? You always put them first.
Yes.
Like for me personally, I give God first. And then after
Mm-hmm.
I give whatever else after, which is, I pay myself second. And after me paying myself, my third thing is paying everybody else after. So when you
Yes.
find a rhythm, pay God first, pay yourself second, pay others third. That's my rhythm. And I've never got it twisted because when I did it before, I did pay them first, pay God second, pay me last, or don't pay me at all. But guess what? I'm
Yes.
working for it. So why
Mm-hmm.
am I the last to get paid? Why am I the last to get my nails done? Why is me the last? I'm walking around here looking at hotmess.com. Absolutely not. No, Melissa, go get your nails done. Go get your feet done. Go get you a nice new wig or a nice
Yes.
hairstyle or something to make you look and feel the part. Guess what? I'm giving energy to get that money to give out to others while I don't have no energy for myself to look and feel the part. Make that make sense.
Exactly. That is an excellent point, Miss Melissa. Exactly. That's all I have to say about that. Exactly.
So again, you are tuning in to Women Emerge with Melissa Lambert. I have our honor guest here. She is the CEO and the founder of Bertha Arise, an agent of change, Mrs. Bertha White, soon to be Dr. Bertha White, who we're discussing overcoming. Because guess what? When you overcome, it may not be just only for today, it may be for tomorrow. So it's a continuation. So we are diving into our next question because I really know we're about to wrap up soon. And I love when Miss Bertha comes and give us some good nuggets. So, Miss Bertha, what are some simple yet powerful self-care practice that we as ladies can start implementing it, not tomorrow, but today?
Today, I don't know where you are, but here in Maryland, it's a crisp yet sunny day. Afford yourself a 15-minute walk. Walk down your street and walk back, and walk down your street and walk back, or the block, or what have you. If it's a rainy day where you are and you have stairs, get yourself 2 cans from your pantry and walk up and down those stairs a couple of times. We can do these simple things for ourselves. Start with increasing your energy by exerting a little of the negative energy. That's something you can start doing right now. Today, when you shower, before you go to bed, use those self-care routines that we spoke of to feed your spirit, and clear your mind. You can do a little bit of yoga if you choose. It's important to change our nightly routine. This is something you can do tonight. Change your nightly routine. We have to make our sleeping space conducive to sleep. The TV may not need to be on. The phone may not need to be in your hand. Music may not need to be going. Distractions may not need to be happening. So change your sleeping environment. If you need to get yourself prepared for tomorrow, prepare yourself for tomorrow. These are simple things that we can do for ourselves. If you have children, you put the children to bed. That's really time for yourself. Once you put the kids to bed, that 9 o'clock hour and after, that's yours. So, you make time for yourself starting today. You are worth every penny of it. You are the glue of it all. Afford this for yourself. Be happy. Be content. Find joy. Take a hot shower. Take a bubble bath. Put on you can write it down with a piece of paper. Do not disturb me. And put it on the outside of your door while you just take a few moments for yourself. Replenish yourself. Release all the stress that you held on for the day. Pray about it. You may not like discernment, but it brings clarity. Now it's your job to make it, to change it. You have the authority to do it.
Ooh, you have the authority. Come, Miss Bertha, drop the mic. Drop the mic, Miss Bertha. You have the authority to do it.
Yes, you do.
Oh, my gosh. I just love when you just really speak with such grace, speak with such clarity, and speak for us to really just have an understanding. And I love how we're really diving into these questions so all of us can say, you know what, Miss Bertha is right. Just like how she's arising, I'm about to arise up. I'm about to take my place. I'm about to put me first. I'm about to self-care. I'm going to put boundaries around myself. I'm going to do what it takes, what's necessary to implement what's needed from me, not tomorrow, today. So thank you, Miss Bertha, so much for all that you do for us.
Thank you, Miss Melissa. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
Welcome. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. So let's ask this, because I know we're wrapping up shortly, and I want to make sure we dig deeper into this conversation a little bit more. You're conducting something and I can't wait to your workshop get started. And I love how you are doing this through Bertha Arise, because that is your mental health you're a mental health consultant in that area, in that actual company, and you're able to give people access to you who are anywhere in the United States, even in the world, because you're not focusing on a therapeutic aspect, but also as a mental health consultant to get us on a space where we're able to get ourselves going in a group setting. And you're doing this very soon through different workshops, different group sessions. So I just want to dig deeper into what impact have you seen from committing to, for women as us, committing to their mental well-being. You did a workshop on Sunday. You're doing a couple of workshops coming soon, but you also have done a lot of group sessions through Agent of Change. What have you seen from us women when it comes to committing to our mental well-being?
When we commit to our mental well-being in a group setting, what you'll find is there are other women experiencing a lot of what you're experiencing, and they are sensitive to the matter and understand the importance of feeling accepted and receiving support and creating a network of women who will listen to your experience and validate where you're coming from and not tear you down, but offer some support, perhaps because they've been there, or, a woman that they know of closely has been there. And just, give options and potential strategies and important takeaways from our women's group. That's important. And to follow up, that's important. Your experience is important enough for me to know, if it's improving or not. And then for us to determine how it's going to, what we can offer to make a change for you. And so I am excited about, the women's group sessions that are coming up. I'm offering several women's groups that is going to be more like a 3-month mental self-care commitment is what's coming up. And I am truly excited about, this transformative journey that we're about to take. I'm accepting 2 groups. The space is limited, but each women in the group will receive 2 90-minute women's group sessions. They'll get to choose if they want to meet on the first Saturday of the month or the third Saturday of the month, and then that final Sunday of the month is when we come together and we have our talk and conversation and reveal strategies and thank each other, for the support that we've received, and energize each other for the next day, for the next month. You'll get guided homework to enhance your self-care practices. And again, it's in a supportive community where we can grow and where we can transform. So I am truly looking forward to women who are ready to commit to themselves and their self-care and understand, what it really is going to take to empower yourself, to move yourself to the next step, using, significant, usable, practical strategies to keep ourselves uplifted.
I love it. Wow. And one of the things that I can say that they are going to have is they're going to have the most amazing instructor ever, a woman that will give them guidance, support. She will give her all at the table, making sure that you're leaving not only just informed, you're leaving equipped to take the skills and all that you're learning back home and use it each and every day. So you have the best instructor ever, and her name is Bertha White. So I'm so thankful that you are hosting these form of workshop across the United States. And I definitely believe that this is going to grow, impact, and going to impact so many lives. And my prayer and hope is that I see you in countries, doing seminars like these, because there's ladies around the world, in Africa, in Jamaica, in Trinidad, in Ghana, in different part of the world, even in different part of in Asia. I feel that they too also need a Bertha in their life to share and give them the hope when it comes to their mental well-being. So, Miss Bertha, as we close it in, I know that you have a lot going on, but before we close it in, what final words of encouragement would you give to us as women who are struggling with self-worth and mental wellness?
I would say that there are workshops, there are groups that will support you. As an example, I had an amazing time at Calvert County Baptist Church. I want to thank Pastor Chambers and all of the ladies who attended this particular workshop. It's a place like this, a group like this, a neighbor like this, that can help you really as you identify what you're going through and support you as you go through it. and give you the strength and the courage to make it through your next steps so that you can navigate life through all of the challenges that you're experiencing. You're not stuck. You don't have to be stuck. You have the power to take the next step. And so these are the things that I, want to leave with the women that are within the sound of my voice. Rather you are, local or international, we all are. We are all women who, require the support of each other, require the understanding of and validation of who we are and what we're trying to do and who we're trying to be. And so those are the words that I would leave with the listeners. You deserve it. We are going to rise together and thrive together.
We are going to rise together and we are going to thrive together. Yes, 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 yes. Miss Bertha from Bertha Arise, an agent of change. I'm just like in awe of you and what God is doing in your life. So tell us a little bit before you go, Miss Bertha, what's happening right now in Bertha's world?
Well, what's happening right now is the 3-month mental self-care commitment for women. This is, again, going to be a transformative virtual self-care journey. And it's virtual because we will have women included in these groups from everywhere. And it's designed, again, for 2 particular groups. The groups are do have limited space. So you can follow me at Bertha Arise, where you'll get information to include yourself in the count of these 2 groups that are going to go through the self-care commitment. Again, there is monthly, you'll receive 2 90-minute women group sessions. The last Sunday of the month will be a collective conversation and talk. There are always strategies, shared experiences, homework assignments, review of your progress and how you're doing in this supportive community of growth and transformation. So that is coming up. Keep your eyes open for information about the 3-month mental self-care commitment.
Love it. I love it. I love it. And how can we follow you? And can you give us your handle and also your website so we can make sure I have that in the description? But how can everyone follow you as well, Miss Bertha?
Oh, I'm looking forward to hearing from everyone. I can be followed on Facebook at Bertha Arise. My email address is agentofchange at verizon.net. My website is www.agentofchangeservices.com, or you can call me up at 240-346-0934. I am looking forward to hearing from everyone.
Awesome, awesome. Well, we thank you so much, Ms. Bertha, for truly coming on and telling us how we can overcome and continue to be overcoming in any areas of our life. So we truly appreciate you, Ms. Bertha. Again, she is the CEO and the founder of Bertha Arise, an agent of change. You have just heard from Mrs. Bertha White, who is truly an amazing woman that has a great heart for people. I remind you again, the show is being sponsored by Lambert Legacy Financial, and we are dedicated to bringing financial awareness to the community through infinite banking concept. We teach the truth about money, empowering individuals to think about and plan their legacy. Our vision is to be a beacon of financial education, transforming lives by instilling knowledge and confidence in their financial planning. We aim to create a community where everyone is equipped to build and sustain a legacy for generations to come. To learn more by going to LambertLegacyFinancial.com, LambertLegacyFinancial.com. You can always follow me on Facebook at Melissa S. Lambert. That's Melissa S. Lambert. Also, our Facebook at Lambert Legacy Financial. And I am so excited again. Don't forget to continue to tune in every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, y'all, listen, I'm excited that we were all able to hear Miss Bertha speak. I hope that you tune in and follow Miss Bertha. Everything that she has shared, I truly believe will impact your life. All her contact detail will be in the description. Thank you again for tuning in to Women Emerge with Melissa Lambert. Because you will find this episode helpful, please don't forget to share. Like this page, comment, let us know what you think. Miss Bertha would love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe and leave us a comment. She would love to hear. I would love to hear from you. So until next time, everybody, take care, take charge, and continue to be great. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to Women Emerge with Melissa Lambert, where Melissa speaks with leaders, experts, and motivators who share their journeys and their stories through personal and professional growth, knowledgeable tips, and lessons learned that will empower you to grow. Follow Melissa and Women Emerge Network on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at MELLISASLAMBERT and at Women Emerge Network, and visit www.womenemergenetwork.com. Remember, when you know better, you can do better, especially when God is for you.